Hello everybody, I'm very sorry that it's taken me so long to come back to making videos. My dad passed away about 2 years ago. I think it's been about that long since I've last uploaded a video. I'm sorry, I am still breeding. I'm still enjoying my birds. I just needed to fall off the radar for a little bit, which I did. I'm back today to answer a frequently asked question, which is, why isn't there a single reference image or reference point so that people can ID their birds just by looking at a photo or a meme with all the possible colours on it? I'm going to start by listing just some common mutations. Standard brown, which is your Rosetta and Tibetan. Fawn, which is your Italian and Manchurian. Sparkly, which has a heterozygous and homozygous phenotype as well, but they don't have their own individual names. Dotted white, which is your tuxedo and English white. Sparkly, I think I said sparkly, sorry. Calico, pansy, splash, white-winged pie, fee, Oz snowy, sandy, blue, which also has two phenotypes, silver, Andalusian, rue, sex-linked brown, and there's plenty more. We're going to go off the assumption today, just for our little math session here, that there's about 25. There's not, there's actually more when you take into account modifiers and such as there's a black face modifier, chin spot modifier, skin color modifiers. The list just goes on, as well as more rare things like recessive white and lavender and so on and so forth. So we're just going to say 25 for today's examples. So if you have a mixed flock of colours, and the problem with a single image is that we can't take into account your individual factors. So for a single image, we would need to assume that you've got everything. For today's example, again, we're just assuming that everything is 25 different mutations in a mixed flock. Assuming that offspring can inherit up to 3 mutations, that's up to 23,000 different potential combinations. But they can in fact inherit more than 3. They can inherit 6 or more. So we're just going to say 6. One bird with 6 different mutations, say calico, tuxedo, with heterozygous blue, heterozygous silver, and sparkly, and maybe recessive for Oz snowy. So there's an example that can exist of a bird with 6 mutations. Oh, sorry, he pooped. So when we take into account that they can have up to 6 mutations out of a flock of 25 of every colour, that's 177,000 or more potential combinations. So you can see how just posting one photo globally is not going to help. It wouldn't even be possible anyway, because obviously we can't fit every example on screen. I don't even think it'd be possible to put on a website. One person suggested a database, but again, it's not going to work, because if you have misidentified even one bird, even if you're just doing a 2-bird combo to see what you can get on a database, and you've misidentified one, you're not going to have the right answer. So a database would have to assume that everybody is identifying their original flock correctly, and to be honest, that doesn't actually happen that often. There's going to be an image up on your screen which gives a very common example. Most people start with EB, which is in this case Rosetta, Blue is also found all over the world, and of course Italian. I mean, who doesn't have an Italian and rosetta? Most people do, and most people, especially in Australia, have blue. So this is a very common starting example, and you can see that just over the first and second generations of just 3 very common mutations, all with 2 phenotypes. EB has rosetta as its heterozygous phenotype. Blue is darker in heterozygous, and Italian is heterozygous form. The number of potential combinations is fairly vast, just on this very basic example of birds that you've probably got. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, you've probably either got or have had these colours. The birds you're looking at today are strawberry, by the way. I just thought it was better than looking at my face. These guys have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Well, I guess they kind of do. These guys have 4 different mutations on them, which is pretty cool. These are homozygous calico. Along with a whole host of diluters, most of which you can't see, one of which is being expressed in the colour you see before you. This is a pair. I pair breed quite often. Has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but since we're looking at them, I thought I'd talk about it. Now I'm going to put that example back up on the screen as I wrap this up. If you'd like to see me making more videos addressing questions, please go to Quail's Corner or the genetics group. It's run by Martin Yardley. And feel free to ask me some questions. Or rather, people don't inbox my personal page. If you do want to inbox me, please go to my page on Facebook, my Camilla Quail page, not my personal page. I do tend to ignore them as I only have that page for family and friends. So do go to my Quail page or ask a question on Quail's Corner or the genetics page, and you can tag me in them. I don't mind. What I do mind is getting a gazillion questions on my personal inbox. He's also dotted white, by the way. He's got a little chin spot. So I hope this explains why none of us have made this image that is so often requested, or a database, because there's no way to take your personal circumstances into account if we were to do that. You know, not every country has the same mutations. Like what's in front of you now, if you're in America, you can't have this exact combination of colours. You can't have a bird that is genetically what is in front of you now. Whereas you could fake it, you could do roux and maybe something else to get something that looks very, very similar. But if you were to put strawberry into a database and you actually had roux, what you're going to get is a combination that you don't actually have. So I hope this was helpful, and I am sorry that I've been away so long. I just, I needed to crawl into a cave and stay there for a little while. So hopefully I'll get back to making videos from now on fairly regularly, and I am happy to answer questions and just do short little videos like this where I answer questions. Okay. See you guys.